Hello and welcome to the Rivanna Rider Game Show. And please join me. I'm your host today, and we will be playing the Yanni game. Today's episode theme is building a community. So, I had this idea, I don't know. I saw this again in the Wall Street Journal, and it blew my mind. I was like, oh my goodness, Mamdani needed to peddle Donald Trump, the President of the United States, to support housing in New York City. And the way Mamdani did it was he used newspaper articles. It's very funny, but he kind of gave President Trump, a compliment by telling him he's going to be better than Gerald Ford or somebody who refused to give housing. And Donald Trump said, fine. So he's helping him. And I just noticed that, sometimes, you have to build your community. I think that's why I come back to Mamdani. I'm also from New York, so that's the other thing. I've seen New York being built up, and New Jersey also, since I was a kid. And, what does it take? It takes a village, as they say. But also because, you have the arts. The arts are really what, seeing newspapers and media and journalists, it's about creating some context. So here you have, like social determination of health articles, and you have, when it comes to defining the terms of trust, people are often led by their worst fears from a financial article. But mostly I see myself in terms of how I became community built, or I'm helping build my community through my arts and my sciences, is that I participate in some of the art all my life. So as you can see over here, we have Elizabeth Catlett, who is an artist who was about 90 when she was still featured in Highlight. And this one over here is a Romare Bearden, who I grew up with, is a Brooklyn artist. And over here is a Virginia artist, and she's basically a modern artist. She's amazing. Nina Abbott. She's going to be. You can see her work at Museum in Virginia Beach, Museum of Fine Arts in Virginia Beach. Anyway, and this is a local artist. Also, community building means that if you don't censor art and you allow people to express what they see or whatever, I mean, as long as it's not doing anybody any harm. I mean, opening your eyes to Frances Brand, this is Charlottesville's own, and you can get her book, which talks about all the leaders who are community builders in Charlottesville. I mean, so art is something that, you don't want to censor, right? You want to be able to support. You want to support the arts. You want to support them at Kennedy Center. You want to support them whenever you can, because that, how are you?
Hi, Robin.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you.
Here you are. Oh my God, we're talking about community building. What a surprise. Oh my goodness. So what are you doing here today?
Visiting you, here to talk about the work we're doing at Habitat.
Oh my goodness. So what do you do at Habitat?
Well, we build homes and we build communities, so it's fitting that you're talking about community today.
I'm telling you, this happens to me all the time. But anyway, so what I want to say is, would you like to play a game?
I would love to play a game. Let's go.
Is this your lunch break?
It sure is.
Oh my goodness. So we better play the game, and let me tell you a little bit about the rules.
Okay.
And I kind of made this game. It's kind of like Monopoly, and this is called the Yanni game, after my nephew who voted for Trump, who's a billionaire in New Jersey. And he has two businesses, legitimate businesses he works very hard at. He's not an investment banker or whatever you call that. He actually does hands-on 24/7. It's amazing what he does. But the thing is, he still, I think, supports Trump. And I mean, President Trump. So I wanted to know why. And so I decided I'm going to pay attention to all these things. Anyway, all the things are like the question that I had for community builders kind of thing. So when you land on it, you're going to, like Monopoly, you're going to open up, you're going to read the question, and you're going to try to answer it. If you answer the question right, you make money. You make money. But if you answer the question wrong, you owe $1 trillion deficit.
Oh.
So, and you can't get any answers wrong, right? That's pretty much the way it is in the country, too. You can't do something irresponsible and harm anybody and knowingly do it, right? So what happens to you is you go to jail. Oops, this one goes over here. I'm sorry. So you go to jail, right? Because you did harm to somebody. And to get out of jail is the cards underneath. And it's okay, you'll see. Okay. But anyway. Okay. So, but first, just like Monopoly, we need the players, right? And you have to pick out which one speaks to you, and then we're gonna you'll be put it on the start.
Oh boy. I'm gonna go with Daisy.
Okay.
Where's the start?
Right there. Okay. So, and this is weird. Every time I look at these things, I don't know what, but I want to be the cement truck.
All right.
Okay, there we go. I mean, you know, I was thinking about the Sunday Solar, which is local, and they are a great company. They do teaching and everything. But then, you know, and then all these other, see, these are commercialized. Yeah, there we go, a grater. You know, some people are talking about how they love to cook and be creative that way. Anyway, so that's why I've got all that stuff. Okay, so now you put these away, and then we have our money. So, see, you got your nickels and your...
Oh my goodness.
And also, if you win today, I'm going, this is a pizza prize.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead, roll the dice.
Okay, let's see. 6.
Okay, where are you?
Here.
So you go this way. Okay, just land it on that.
Okay, so I read it.
Yeah, first read it on the top, the colored card, and then...
It says, HH criteria candidate, 1 point, 1 cent.
Sorry, must not be a very important question. Okay, so what's the first card on top say?
Criteria, location, employment need versus salary versus CEO, teacher, nurse.
So what are your criteria for, so my questions are not like, they're out there. Like you have to probably be able, as an administrator, you need to be able to understand what a criteria is for building a community. In this case, of course, your habitat company, right? And so it's asking basically, what's your criteria, location, employment need versus salary versus CEO, teacher, nurse. Why would you build something where you build it? That's what it is. God, that's a...
Well, if I take the interpretation of the question, I think the answer is there are a lack of affordable homes in our community. That is why we build here. We want to create more affordable homes that people can access here in Charlottesville so that they can stay in Charlottesville.
But how do you select the land? How do you select the property? How do you select where? Why Charlottesville?
Well, it varies. I would say in some cases we have some really strong developer partners that work with us in donating land. And there are also individuals who donate personal property to us. We also, as you know, have purchased at this point now 3 mobile home communities where natural affordable housing already exists. And then in the case of Southwood, for example, which is our second purchase from 2007, there are 120 acres there and 300 plus trailers, and those families are now able to stay, and we see an 85% plus rate of people choosing to stay in the community as opposed to leaving. So our goal there was one of non-displacement, and I think we're pretty pleased at the fact that the families are choosing to stay and to redevelop that community. So in those cases, it's because the affordable homeownership already existed, and it made sense to try and keep it affordable to the families that are already here.
Okay, got your 1 cent.
Okay. Yay.
Bing, bing, bing. So basically, when you finish the thing, you put it on upside down. The next question is the next question. Okay.
All right.
Oh my God, how come I have 2 die?
I don't know.
I don't know where this came from all of a sudden. It would just like bread itself. Okay, so. Okay, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh,
And look at
that.
you.
All right.
Do you want to answer the same question?
Well, it's a different part of the question
Okay.
because it's another, yeah.
Okay.
So land trust, land bank, nonprofits, habitat startup in the States, New England. Okay. So what I know, and I might be wrong, I might owe $1 trillion, but, and here's why I don't know the answers, by the way, because I don't know the answers because I've been listening to all this media and the war that started or whatever, and I'm like, oh my gosh, everything to me is out of context. I need to pay attention to really every single open media and everything to figure out really what's going to happen with different builders in the community, whatever, if I'm going to do this. Anyway, so then I'm doing that and I'm putting it all in these, the questions as they occur to me, and so that's why it's random. Now the question was, so the land use, what? How's this go? Yeah, so land trust, land bank, nonprofit. So these are the ways, and you can tell me I'm wrong. I can get partial. Okay, I get.
Okay.
Oh, this is 1 cent. I get half a cent, whatever that is. So people pass away, or before they pass away, or whatever, they make their land trust, like who they're gonna give it to. And they can trust it to you, or a nonprofit can help develop, partner with you to, for instance, if we have something from the city, for instance, a grant, or the federal government even passes down housing need, money, and that could be earmarked. What else? So there's different types of possibilities that a lot of the habitats started up in places just like here, where people were mostly working middle class or lower class incomes. In other words, their incomes were in a lower class based monetary pay salary when I first came here was crazy dumb. Like as a nurse, I've been used to big money, so to speak, when I was working in Manhattan per hour for the quality of education and work that I had worked toward. And when I came here, they just said, nope, you're a woman. You know, you're starting out here in Virginia, and so we're only going to give you like, you know, $15 an hour. And I was like, what? How am I supposed to pay my mortgage? How am I supposed to pay my anything? Okay, so that income is really how Virginia, when I came here 20 years ago, started, and it's even not that great now for people with a lot of skill level and all that sort of stuff. And still, now we have the teachers and the nurses still not being able to afford housing. So, did I answer the question?
I'm not really sure.
So what we need is also the partnerships and how the land trust and all that kind of. Okay, so it's your turn.
Okay, do I need to give you some coins or anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Right. Thank you. I mean, if you say so. You're the one with the you know what to do.
All right.
Okay.
3. Will you move, Daisy?
Yes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay. So what does this say?
All right. We've got 6 cents. Partners. Okay.
Oh.
Oh. CHAP grants. Split equity. Financial empowerment programs. 0 mortgage. Ooh. You want me to talk about this?
Yeah. Do you know anything about that?
Oh, I know.
With Habitat?
This is exciting stuff. Yes, I do. Thanks for bringing it up. So in terms of the 0 mortgage, yes, a critical part of our program is we provide 0 interest mortgages to our partner families. So as you could imagine, that is a huge boost for them, and over the course of 30 years has incredible impact for them and their families. So that they're not paying out what they would on the regular market. So I'm really glad that you plugged that one. The CHAP grants, I know that the city provides those for tax relief for families that apply for it. You do have to apply for it, and they open it up. I think it's mid to late summer, but yes, we encourage a lot of our home buyers to take advantage of that incentive because it also saves them mony. Does that answer the question?
Yes, you did. Well, how much? 6 cents. Ding, 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 ding. And I just want to add, too, that what I remember my first house, I was a student, I was living in an apartment, and I was going to school full time. And I was working full time. I was everything. I mean...
That doesn't surprise me.
But I mean, it didn't qualify me to be able to make an income based on my, even though I was full-time and all that, based on my profession and how I was getting paid at that moment, because I was just starting out. But also because I didn't have any equity. I didn't have a house before, I had a car, but that was about it. So anyway, the banking system changes all the time. The IRS tax base changes every single year. I mean, it's so confusing that you don't know when you're going to qualify, but a lot of it has to do with the weight of the economy in general. And how many people, the consumer, how many people are buying things, whether it's appliances in the homes and all that, what the community or at large is going to invest in so that it keeps the tax base down and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, when I first started out, I used my credit card, and it was at 10%, which 10% was the mortgage. So it was a $100,000 house, and this is a long time ago. So this is 1983.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, before you were born.
No, actually.
No way.
Thanks, though.
Okay, but anyway, but the idea was that I flipped the house in 2 years. I didn't want to. It was a lovely home. But I flipped it because there was the change in the economy. And then all of a sudden there was a boom. There was a bust and a boom. And every 10 years I did that. I finally got enough money to buy my house outright. But I did a lot of the work in the house a lot of times. And I bought some house, whatever. But I never had the opportunity to do Habitat, even though Habitat was in New York City.
Oh, yes.
Okay, your turn.
Is it my role?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I just rolled.
Oh, what do I do? Why? What do I?
You gave me
I said
6
I gave an
cents.
addendum for no reason. Okay, but anyway, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So no card.
No, I should be over here.
Okay.
I think. But anyway. Okay, 0.4 cents. Medical costs versus rent issues. Yes. So the COC, which is the support staff for people in shelters and due to enormous medical burden costs. So what I understood, and this would have been really helpful to me at some point in my life too, is Habitat supports people's medical burdens to some degree, or they try to get payment for some of the medical burdens. Let's say if you were hospitalized or disabled or something like that suddenly, and you couldn't pay their mortgage. In other words, you're paying to Habitat when you take out the mortgage, and it's never ends. Let's say you do get sick and you can't pay it or whatever, and they had, I think, the history, and I don't know if I'm correct, but I think I remember reading this, in one, like millions of years since 1929 or whatever it has been, since Habitat was somewhat in existence, maybe it wasn't called Habitat, but anyway, something like that. The structure of it, that they actually had to buy their own mortgage back from the customer because, you know, something happened or something like that.
Okay.
Do you want to add to that?
I will try.
Do I get 4 cents? More
Sure.
importantly? Okay.
I would say in terms of the medical costs, that's not something that we would take on directly, but we have a team that refers our families to other resources in the community. So that would be an instance where I think our team would try and point them in the direction of resources to help with those costs. And then in regards to buying back mortgages, yes, there are instances, and we'd prefer to see all of our home buyers stay in their homes and pass them on over generations. But you know, for those who run into difficult situations, we have an entirely built out foreclosure prevention program, and you know, our partner family, DFCIP is what we call it for short, Department of Family and Community Partnerships, but they work very closely and hand in hand with our home buyers, and if they hit those milestones where things get tough, we work with them, and you know, we work on plans where, you know, delayed payments are worked with. The critical piece of that for us is just open communication, and we work with you. And yeah, there are instances where if a person can't keep the mortgage for a variety of reasons, we will work with them and potentially buy back. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, you go.
Oh, yes, this is my turn. Okay. Does that count?
No. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. 5 cents.
5 cents.
Seville Habitat Build. Oh, this is getting more specific. Build projects. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, let's see. What does HH stand for? Habitat.
Yeah.
I was missing the F. It threw me off. Okay. It looks like you're trying to cite our president and CEO. I see Dan's name.
Rosenberg, good.
Rosenzweig.
White Rosenzweig.
Okay. Yes, you got the top producer point. Well done. Okay, top producer. Yes, we are. We're very proud of that. 7,000 volunteers, third year running, 30 homes new a year average. Yes, I mean, our strategic plan sets us up for 40 a year now, but look, hey, nice. Look at you getting the bragging rights down. Thank you.
So I have to admit that I really wanted to support myself. I've been fundraising art-wise. That's kind of like how I know Kelly.
Yeah.
And you know, through the arts selling, and now I opened up last year, and it's gonna roll during the Rivanna Riverfest. Mm-hmm. The Charlottesville Community Art Gallery, and in there we're selling works this year for both Habitat and other nonprofits.
Okay,
but
thank you.
C3, you know, whatever the artist wants, really. But I'm doing Habitat this year.
Thank you.
Yes, because it's need. And in other words, what I'm saying to you is I went to YouTube to make sure, like, everything I had heard. Seville Weekly, the media has been picking up like how Southwood has been, so successful and all that stuff. But also people don't know enough about it.
That's true.
So, and I saw all the videos on YouTube. So I just want to tell everybody, that it's available.
You're talking about the drone footage of Southwood?
But do you have anything to add about that?
I mean, it's pretty wide open, but yes, I mean, we're proud of the fact that we're a top producer for a service area of our size. I mean, we are sought after by other Habitat affiliates, by other municipalities literally from coast to coast. Dan was just quoted a week or so ago in Oregon Public Broadcasting because there's a Habitat affiliate out there that is looking to do something similar with a mobile home community that we have done here in Southwood. So
you done like 30 houses a year, something like that, on average?
On average. It's probably a little higher, honestly, and it depends on where you draw your definitions of the builds. But I mean, we...
How many hours do they have to apply? The
sweat
actual
equity?
homeowner? Yes.
Yeah.
Sweat equity.
We absolutely have sweat equity requirements, and it's 200 hours per family and household as a sort of baseline. Half of those are expected to be on the construction site unless they have extenuating circumstances.
Well, I have to say this has been really informative. We need to keep playing this game so people know more about Habitat, but also they can go onto the video. And then what do you do specifically at Habitat?
I am the Director of Communications and Special Projects, so I work on collecting
Will you have
stories
a show here on Charlottesville Public Access TV or a podcast?
Let's chat about that before I commit on TV.
Well, I'm just saying, and for today, because you got all the answers right, you get a pizza money.
I'm going to bring it back to our team.
Okay.
Thank you, Robin.
But thank you. It was so nice to meet you.
Likewise.
And I do want to say that it's been a pleasure being able to be a volunteer as well. In 2006, when I first came here, I helped build a wheelbarrow. And it was 96 degrees, but what happens is they have a community of people that come from churches and everywhere, and there's RV habitat, which means that I thought when I retired I was going to do that. You can go to different places, different states, and they will set up an RV for you. And actually people come here and they have housing for them, and he did 9 hours or something like that. But it was a pleasure meeting you.
Likewise.
And thank you so much for being on Rivanna Rider.
It was fun.